Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two Crazy Ketos. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon in that way. Every single time we are on the brink of a brand new year, you'll be alerted to it.
Last time of the year to wear my shirt.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Getting put away into the Christmas stuff.
I'm all about New Year's because New Year's is like glitter and sequins, people. I mean, it is like Rachel star-studded holiday. I'm all about it.
All I know about Rachel is reminding me of, as Anthony was growing up and he used to pray for like 2 years straight, he prayed, please don't let me grow. Please don't let me grow. Please don't let me grow.
Go on amusement
I don't want to grow
rides.
because if I grow, I have to go on amusement park rides like roller coasters. Because we had a rule: if you are big enough to go on it, you have to go on it because it costs too much money to go on into theme parks.
Right.
So I think Rachel for the last week is, please cancel scuba. Please cancel scuba. Please cancel scuba. And guess what?
They canceled scuba. Dun.
Temporarily.
We got like
the
terrible
weather. We got really bad, like 12, 13 mile an hour knot winds out of the east, which is making the surf really bad. And we had a beach dive scheduled for tomorrow, and they canceled it.
Oh, that's terrible.
So we ended up, though, my friend over at Undersea Sports.
Thanks, Helpy Helperman.
Is what we're basically doing is we're transferring everything. We're no longer going to do our diving stuff with Pineapple Scuba, long story.
Longer.
We're going to bring everything over to Hugh, and Hugh is going to take Rachel out on Monday for private diving.
So, you know.
In a lake, so the weather won't matter.
Dang it.
You're going to go in with the alligators.
Well, you know what? I'd probably be more comfortable with them. I've spent a lot of time with alligators. Boat dives. It'll happen eventually.
Juju said, is that like a Florida snow day?
It is like a Florida snow day. You are so stinking right. Yeah. I mean, something has to happen with this weather, right? I mean, yesterday it was 50, and this morning at 8 a.m. it was 77 degrees.
Back on.
How? How can you have that variant? Of course, Heather Gift was sharing with me last week, it was like negative 40 degrees where she lives, and then today it was 60. I mean, it's kind of like you need to get bundled up because you don't want to get a cold.
So anyway, welcome to our Thursday live stream. If you are new here, our Thursday live streams are kind of ask us anything within reason. We let the chat dictate where we're going to go.
I couldn't think of something fast enough.
So if you have a keto question, go ahead and ask it. If you want to know anything, again, within reason, go ahead and ask it in the chat. We try to get as many things as possible. If we can't get it, you can always go ahead and use the super chat function that highlights our screen. Lets us know that, hey, you have a question.
Jess said, Jess's question.
Do you know why alligators are so ornery? It's because they got all those teeth.
And no toothbrush. I'd be upset too, right? I mean, I would totally be upset.
Hey, Jess, I got my new camera. I did
Lord.
not go.
I'm so glad you're here because he needs somebody to talk to that
I don't think he knows much about this camera, though.
Can you
I did not go with the Sony A7 IV. I ended up, after having some discussion with a friend of mine from church.
Why do we not have a Chris button that says nerd, nerd, nerd?
I went with the Sony FX30 with the XLR handle because it's a cinema camera. It's more for video since I'm not doing photography.
Yes.
Now I just got to figure out how to use it. Yeah. So,
he knows what he's doing.
Becca, how do you figure macros for dehydrated meat?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a really good question.
I feel like you have a bat in the bat cave. Okay, it's gone.
Okay.
Good job.
That is a very good question. That's very easy to answer.
Could you put all of the meat together, put it into like a chronometer as like meat, as like raw meat, and then like divvy it up based on like how many servings?
Well, sort of. So what you're going to do is you're going to determine how much meat are you starting with.
All right.
For example, let's say you're starting with a pound of ribeye. So you want to weigh it out ahead of time.
Okay.
You're going to then slice it up so you have it. And again, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but for nice, easy, round numbers, let's say you've got 150 grams of protein of meat and 150 grams of fat.
Okay.
You put that into the dehydrator, you start off with a pound.
Yeah.
When you're done, you weigh out what do you have left.
Okay.
So let's say when you're done, you have a half a pound.
Okay.
You now divide that by however many servings you're going to have.
All right.
But you're using the nutrition from the beginning.
Because you don't lose any protein.
You don't lose any protein, and you're not really going to lose any fat. You might lose a little bit of fat, but not much. Like if you're making like our Carnivore chips, which is our version of Carnivore crisp, Carnivore snacks kind of thing.
Yeah.
So whatever it was, so if you started with a pound and then you end up with a half a pound, you have the same exact amount of protein and almost the same exact amount of fat as what you started with. Because the only thing you're losing when you put it in the dehydrator or you're drying it out
is water.
Is the water,
yeah,
which contains nothing. So let's say you had 5 servings to begin with at 150 grams of protein. At the end, you have 5, maybe a half a pound, but it still has 150 grams of protein.
Okay, my question. 2 trains leave a station. Where do we go with this? I do have a question.
Okay.
I have some New Year's trivia. Joe's favorite thing.
We don't have time for that.
I know we don't have any time for that, but I'm going to have it anyway. I have a question for you, and you can't see it. Okay. How many glasses of champagne are served in the U.S. each New Year's Eve? That's my question for the chat. Does
everybody has Google.
I know, but don't use Google. Guess.
Okay, let's jump into the chat.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's chat. What would you like to chat
Ageless
about?
Keto, if you not go after what you want, you'll never have it. That is so good.
That's right. And you know what? As we go into New Year's, welcome, by the way. If you are new around here, I would love to see a cartwheel. If this is your first live, you've never been in a live stream before for 2 Crazy Ketos, could you give us a cartwheel? Because I would love to see that emoji to just see who's new. Is there anybody new around here? And if you are new to keto, we're so glad that you're here. So glad.
Yep.
Mindset's very important though. Got to get in the right mindset.
Franny said, my daughter texted me while I was searching Dr. Barry Anisha on Monday, or watching Dr. Barry Anisha on Monday, said she was going to try Carnivore.
Wow.
I'm so happy. Hope she can make it.
I think that is fantastic. And again, I would say I've kind of changed myself as far as if you see our original videos on how to start keto, I have a step before the steps start. Mm-hmm. You ready for my step?
What's that?
Get in community.
That
should be one.
Before
you do the pantry purge, before you go to the grocery store, get your friends to 2 Crazy Ketos. Get in community. Because you know what? We've had lots of people join the 2 Crazy Ketos family who are not even keto. They're here because of the community. They're here for the friendship. You don't have to do keto or eat the way that we do to be in our family. Yeah. We love you. So if there's somebody that's just you have a friend that's lonely, could use a friend, bring them. Share us.
Defense Wit says, good grief. Sharks or alligators?
Flip a coin. I'll take alligators. Really? I know how to handle them.
Sharks don't attack.
Neither do alligators.
Alligators go after whatever they think they can swallow.
Do you think you could swallow me?
Okay, except
you think you could swallow me?
If you're on the surface, the only thing they see is your head. They're going to think they can swallow it. Now, they're not going to necessarily kill you. Alligators generally won't kill you. They just bite you and really hurt.
Lisa Ortega. Oh my gracious young lady. You're going to see in an upcoming vlog, we got a bunch packages.
Oh, yeah.
The outfit that you made Peyton, oh my gracious.
Yeah, that's our next vlog.
Stunning. Yeah. Stunning outfit. So excited.
So we've been swimming with alligators. Unless you're going to a place where people feed alligators, they're more afraid of you.
They ain't gonna be feeding them at the place we're going.
But the place we're going is called Tiger Tail Lake. If you've ever been to South Florida, it's in front of Bass Pro Shops. On one side of the lake, there's a dog park. So if they're going after anything, they're going after the dogs. But the other side, there's a lot of people who go scuba diving there. And I'm actually glad that they're using that because now we don't have to worry about weather. And then the next set of dives will be on the boat. You're going to get several boat dives on because guess what?
What?
Chris and Miriam are coming to go scuba diving with you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think they have a better shot.
You was going to set up a really good boat dives for that.
Better shot of getting me in the water. Now, I see some cartwheels coming through. Welcome.
That is awesome.
Welcome. We're so stinking glad you're here. I love you already. We don't know each other, and yes, I am crazy. But, I mean, in our defense, we do have crazy in the title.
Yep.
But we're so glad that you're here. Thanks for sharing your Thursday night with us.
Chris, the biggest difference will be saltwater. You need way more weight to keep you neutrally buoyant.
It's
yeah.
True.
Now, I mean, we actually have enough weight for freshwater because you had given us a bunch of weights and stuff to determine our weight because I feel like Rachel's going to use a wetsuit whether it's 95 degrees or not.
Because I get cold. And if I get cold, I get angry.
We know how much weight we need for the lake. We just don't know. We know we need, we have enough, we should have plenty for inside of saltwater. But when it comes to the freshwater, I know we have enough, but we'll end up diving with steel tanks because they hold more air.
I like air. Yeah. I do want that. That is like the biggest concern for me with scuba is that like
you're not gonna run.
I'm gonna get down. It's gonna be too deep, and then I'm gonna like see something I'm afraid of, and I'm gonna want to shoot up.
You're not.
And then I'm gonna hurt myself.
Defense was said I was gonna say it was 55 here today, yet 10 over last weekend. Crazy weather.
What is going on? Now I think it's kind of hilarious. So Caleb went like to West Virginia with his biological father, and like Tasha went with them. First time seeing snow. Okay, like first time of cold weather, but it was like -20. Like I wish that they could have like eased into it. Anytime you're like showing snow to somebody for the first time, don't you want it to be just like a soft little bit of snow and not like blizzard 2022?
Karen said, I made your recipe for Cracker Barrel fried apples this evening.
Yay!
Wow, they are so good. Thank you for all you did.
Oh,
You're
Karen,
welcome.
thank you so much for making it.
Sabrina said, our weatherman said we had a 95-degree difference.
That ain't even right.
-40 to 56.
Like, how do you even dress? I mean, obviously, everybody is dressing in layers. I mean, we went to SeaWorld and we went to like a show at SeaWorld. We came out of the show. This was like, last week, right before Christmas. 20-degree difference going like from the show than outside the show. Like, oh my gracious. How can you prepare for this?
Lifestation Express said, just for fun, is anybody buying the Amazon pallets? Anthony was actually talking about that this morning. He was trying to convince me to buy Amazon pallets.
What's an Amazon pallet?
Basically, it's a pallet, and you can get it for as little as $30.
Okay.
It is an entire pallet.
Of just like return
They only do this
stuff?
twice a year of stuff that got returned to Amazon. But you don't know what you're getting.
We should get one.
You could get a pallet of some of the greatest stuff in the world, or you could get a pallet of just nothing but broken junk.
Okay, we got to get that. Don't you think we should get that?
They only do it a couple times a year. And then you can go and sell it in places. Like you could sell it online, offer up.
Oh, Amanda's a West Virginian. Hey, howdy, hey. They're from Buchanan, West Virginia. I don't know if you're anywhere near that, but Buchanan, West Virginia is where they visited. But like, yeah, we should get a pallet of nonsense, don't you think? And see what can you do with it.
I don't know.
Like, let's play MacGyver. If you were stranded on a desert island with nothing but the pallet, what could you do?
Chris said the XLR inputs will be nice for feeding audio straight into the video feed. No need to mix it in post. I don't mix it in post anyway, but I feed everything in the camera. But I'm excited for it. I just have to learn how to use it properly because it
looks very fancy.
The menu is completely different. The cool thing about it is we did film a video, though I don't know how it came out because it was the first time using it, and we filmed a recipe video with it today. Hopefully I don't have to remake that video. But when you press record, there's a tally light on the front that says this camera is recording, and the whole screen, which flips around, turns red. So
That's helpful.
I can't tell you how many times we have recorded a video
To nothing. It's
and
not
find
on.
out after we're all done we forgot to hit record, because on the standard Sony cameras that we use, it's just this little tiny thing that says REC, but you have to squint to see, is it recording?
You don't know how many times I've eaten like freaking 5 pounds of meat before we realized, like, oh, we didn't turn the camera on. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I just got done with dinner. I mean, I don't think I could eat more than I just ate. I mean, that was dinner. How are we going to redo dinner? We can't.
Chris said, I'm starting with all the meat. Is there a setting for that?
Yeah, just throw it all into the smoker. All of it.
Keto and Kingdom. I
Ooh,
wonder if I
hi.
could get it slightly thin enough with an electric knife. If you're talking about for like carnivore snacks, no. You need it so thin, like 2 millimeters thin.
What do they call it? Like they call it shabby chic? How do they call
Shabu
it?
shabu.
Shabu shabu. And sometimes you can go to your grocery store, and some people are starting to report back that their butcher's willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like going into Publix, and if you get like a nice enough, like, hey, you know, give them a little, hey, can I get this turned into shabu shabu? And they're like, yeah, I mean, first they're going to remove you with security, but then maybe they'll cut your meat really thin.
Could be.
Giovanni.
They say keto sweeteners still raise insulin because they are sweet and the brain thinks it's sugar and makes the body create a bit of insulin. Is that true, or is there no weight gain? Good question.
That's a great question.
It's known as the cephalic insulin response. Technically, it is a theory. There's no way of really knowing if you have an insulin reaction. So if you are severely insulin resistant, it's possible. That's the best I can tell you. I can tell you this. I did keto and lost over 100 pounds and maintained it for 4 years, all while drinking almost 200 ounces of diet soda a day throughout the day.
It's
now,
not a
I
great
am
plan.
not advising you do that.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying I did lose weight
In the presence of
in
an
the
artificial
presence of
sweetener.
artificial sweeteners all day long.
Right.
Do I think that those same artificial sweeteners and drinking soda all day long affects me now? Yes, I do. What do? I try to limit a lot of the extra sweeteners, whether it be artificial or natural. So people confuse that. Something like sucralose is considered an artificial sweetener. Aspartame, artificial sweetener. Stevia, natural sweetener. Monk fruit, natural sweetener. But the theory is that all sweeteners in some people initiate a little bit of a cephalic insulin response, which is you give your body something sweet, and in anticipation of getting that sweetness, your body releases a little bit of insulin. I've kind of discussed this with Dr. Berry a little bit, and one of my theories is if you're having a major insulin reaction, your glucose should go down, which he kind of agreed. But again, you don't know how much. With that being said, insulin's not a bad thing. You just don't want to have it all day long. You need insulin. So the best
You
thing
might have
to
to
do
run
is,
from an alligator or a shark.
That's right. The best thing to do is, if you are concerned about it, is just bring your sweetener things in line with whenever you're eating.
Yeah,
So if you're in
that's
your
a
eating
great
window,
advice.
have it. And if you're not having an eating window, then
Drink
don't
water.
have it. Drink water. Drink unsweetened coffee. It's kind of up to you. My feeling is it would be a very little insulin reaction if you do have it. That's because, unless, again, of course, you check your glucose would go way down if you had a major insulin reaction because you're not getting it. The other thing is the theory also says that it happens if you see, smell, or even think about it. So good luck never seeing, smelling, or thinking about it. So that's something else to
I
think
saw
about.
that it's Blue Dub's birthday.
Okay.
Let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Blue Dove. Happy birthday to you and many more. The answer to the question, how many glasses of champagne are served in the U.S. each year on New Year's Eve? About 360 million.
Wow.
I say you better stay your behind home and not be driving in this crazy weather, right?
Fortunately, we will not be drinking.
360 million? That's a lot.
Jess said I made chili. It's 3 pounds of ground beef, 2 ounces of ground pork, 3 packs of bacon, and then seasonings and some jalapeno puree, scorpion pepper puree. That sounds good.
Wow, that's going to be nice and spicy.
Okay, so I have to say something. So I have the Apple Watch Ultra. I wanted a new band.
Look at you, fancy pants.
I wanted a bright band for when we go diving because I'm going to use this as a backup dive computer, not
Also,
my primary computer.
Let's be honest. You like things that are bright colors and fluorescent. I mean, look at your shoes.
I do. Anyway, I ordered the yellow ocean band from Apple. It was $100. Then I'm like, I go on Amazon and I found this one. It's not quite the same.
No.
It's a little bit thinner material. The little clasp, not quite the best quality compared to the Apple.
Okay.
$9.
Hello.
I can buy every color. As a matter of fact, I did. After I found this, I found a pack of 6 different bands in 6 different colors for $14.
We are children.
Guess what I did with the Apple one?
We are children.
It's going back.
Obviously.
Okay. Great question.
Yeah.
Ratish, is this your last stream of the year? It was supposed to be.
Yes.
But maybe not, since we're not diving on Saturday morning. Don't know.
We might have to do one more.
If we do, it will probably be for channel supporters.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so
let's do it.
Not promising yet. It was supposed to be, but everything has changed since we're not diving tomorrow or Saturday.
Yeah.
So we can actually stay up late tonight.
I have a question for you, Joe.
Okay.
What are 2 things that you're not supposed to do in Scotland on the first day of the new year? It's very important because I don't want you screwing up in Scotland.
Okay.
Okay? You got to think about that. What do you guys think? What are 2 things you're not supposed to do in Scotland on New Year's?
There were a lot of questions. A lot of people who were not even close. 32 million, 75 million.
Who could
3
expect
billion.
that would be that much?
Wow. 5.4 million.
I mean, you guys got some good guesses.
Yeah, Defense Wit said served or actually drank. Served a lot. Actually drunk 50% less than that.
Probably. You think so? I feel like if I'm going to pay for fancy pants like champagne, don't you think we drink it, right?
Becca wants to know, how's your garden doing?
Oh my gosh. I have not killed it yet. Becca, are you so proud?
It'll be in the next vlog.
I mean, it is actually, things are a-poppin'. And I feel very hopeful for the first time in my gardening life.
I think there's like 3 plants that haven't popped.
I do not think that there is one single year of our marriage that I have not tried to have an outdoor garden and then promptly killed that outdoor garden.
It is a very interesting system. I will say this, do not put it in the same room or anywhere near a room that you're going to be sleeping in because
it's bright.
It is bright.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my garden.
And it's on at this time right now for like 16 hours a day.
So maybe if you have like a room of raccoons or other nocturnal creatures, they'd appreciate it. Be like a club.
Oh, Juju was close at 350 million.
Yeah, she is.
John said, I saw you guys freeze-dry strawberries. Have you ever tried to freeze-dry meat strips to make meaty snacks? Actually, in our next vlog, I freeze-dried cooked hamburgers.
It was horrifying and also super interesting. Horrifying and interesting.
But it was good.
Both of those things, yes.
It was weird.
Weirds me out. Weirds me out, but works. How? How do these things happen? Marie!
Leslie said, I've always watched The Next Day. Well, welcome.
Oh, well, Leslie, I'm so glad that you're here. Sean is cartwheeling. Is this your first live stream? Welcome, Air Fry and Auntie. We're so good to see you.
Shell said, I found out that I have arthritis. Now I'm thinking maybe I should try the lion diet. Any suggestions?
Oh.
I personally have no interest in doing the lion diet other than maybe a possible experiment.
But you have had arthritis for a long time.
And I went away with keto.
Yeah.
So here's my suggestion for if you have arthritis, which is just inflammation. And again, we are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals, but I can tell you this. I shattered my ankle in over 30 places 32 years ago at this point. And for over 25 years, I lived on Arthritech, which is an arthritis medication, Vicodin, and Oxycontin. Yes, I was fun to be with. I have not taken any of that since going keto.
Yeah.
And when I say I lived on it, I lived on it. I would officiate lacrosse and football games and then crawl around on my hands and knees for 24 hours
It was
afterwards.
awful.
When I started keto, I was actually told, this is your last year. You need an ankle replacement. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Ankle replacement or fusion, I didn't want to do either because of the recovery period. And a fusion would have definitely ended my officiating career, which I really love to do. And it just so happened I started keto at the same time and all of the inflammation went away. The best way to get rid of inflammation, eat meat, whole foods. You can help rebuild some of that cartilage. And though I still will stiffen a little bit, the pain is gone. The stiffening goes away quicker once I get moving. And also avoid inflammatory foods like seed oils.
Yes, that can be the biggest culprit.
Like if I have a seed oil,
we can feel it the next day.
I feel all my arthritis, my fingers, everything.
So we would eat something that would be perfectly keto, like chicken wings. But we used to get them from Winn-Dixie, our local grocery store, because you could fill a tub and it's it was $10 for as much as you can shove in a tub, and we can pack the chicken wings in. But the next day after we ate them, it was so bad. All of our joints, everything hurt. So sometimes it's really the seed oils that exacerbate it.
Michelle said I have constant pain in my wrist.
So
now that
sorry.
could be carpal tunnel. I have carpal tunnel here. I've noticed I have a pain here, which affects my fingers. I thought it was arthritis, and then I was talking to the doctor, and they said, nope, you probably have some carpal tunnel there, because when I'm working on videos, I only really use this hand, and it's leaning up against the desk like this. And so you can feel I was actually editing a video, and I'm like this with my one hand, and it's leaning up against, so I need to get a pad. Now, I went to the chiropractor yesterday we're working on my neck and my nerve. And one of the things she said, we were talking, she was like, I need to talk to you. She's like, where are your electrolytes? And I'm like, well, I do a lot. And she's like, I think you need more.
Yeah.
She's like, I think some of what's going on with the numbness in your finger and the way you get stiff only occasionally, I think you have an electrolyte shortage. She's like, here's what I want you to do. I want you to double the amount of magnesium. So last night, before I went to bed,
thank you, Keto Chow.
I took
magnesium.
6 of the Keto Chow magnesium tablets.
How did you feel this morning?
I didn't have any pain in my wrist at all in the morning.
Wow. Give it a shot. It's worth a shot.
She's saying you probably do have a little bit of an impingement, but she's like, some of it, because of the way, she's like, your muscles and the way they are, she's like, you are lacking in electrolytes.
Electrolytes are a thing. And I mean, as much as we preach about it, clearly there's even room for improvement in our own lives.
Got them in here today. So, I took the Keto Chow tablets, the ones that with the water, that can, I forget, the hydroscopic ones or whatever. Chris is here. Not the new capsule ones, but the old ones. I did 3 packs of those today, and this is my 3rd relight.
Wow.
So I'm just trying to get on, especially with diving and stuff.
So I saw that Shell said, so do you think that she should continue on with just keto/carnivore as opposed to just going moving forward with that lion diet? You might be willing to stick with it a little bit longer and give yourself some healing. I just hate for you to paint yourself into a corner of what you can eat unless you are just very passionate about going lion diet.
I'm not against the lion diet.
At all, no.
I think for most people, I'd say probably 99% of the people who try it, it is not sustainable. Remember what the lion diet is. Beef, water, salt. That's it. No pepper, no garlic, no coffee, nothing else. You can have beef, water, and salt. Can you have chicken? No. Can you have lamb?
That seems sad.
Not really.
It'd be a little bit hard.
It's one thing.
It
is a severe elimination diet for people who have just problems with everything. My personal opinion and what I've seen with people we've coached and people I know who have done it is that keto and carnivore will help with your arthritis enough. Unless you're having lots of other issues and reactions to everything, I don't think most people need the lion diet. Now,
you don't think most people
I don't
need
think
it.
most people need it. If you have a problem where like you need to be an all or nothing, maybe you can do it. For me, that is not sustainable. But for me, carnivore is not sustainable. You know, for some people, carnivore is very sustainable. I want jalapeno poppers, right? So,
well, for some people,
what is sustainable? If it's not sustainable, don't bother.
I see Jackie mentioning the Triple BNE challenge. Our course is open. If you're interested in joining us for the month of January, that I just inherited,
and
like,
we will be doing
an accent
weekly
weirdly.
check-ins. We're gonna figure out the schedule for them. They're probably gonna change each week of what day or time. Only because we have a lot of traveling and we have the meetup. We're gonna try to stick it to the beginning of the week. We're gonna try to do one on Monday.
Yeah.
We're waiting to hear for our schedule on Monday. Next Friday we were supposed to be going to SeaWorld to do Swim with the Dolphins, and I have postponed that to March because we're literally gone every single week in the month of January.
Which I'm excited for. And if you would like to join us in one of those months in January, on January 13th and the 14th, we will be having the very first Two Crazy Ketos meetup in Orlando, Florida. We are going to be meeting on the evening of January the 13th, and we'll be back the evening of January the 14th so that we have an opportunity to see people both nights. We're going to be meeting at a local restaurant. And if you're interested in joining us, maybe you live in the South Florida or Orlando area, we need you to just email mightymeetup2023@gmail.com and let us know that you're interested in attending. Chris Miller, the amazing and brilliant
she's doing
Chris
everything
Miller
inside of Mighty Networks. She's in charge
organizing
of all of it.
So Mighty Meetup with a EAT.
And it's completely free except for whatever food you decide you're going to consume.
Yeah.
We are paying for the meeting place. Chris said, I emailed you the transparent pre-multiplied movie file for science class with Mr. Bear.
Yes, thank you. Use it wisely. Now, I don't know. Okay, I like that he said wisely and not responsibly because we're not responsible.
Lisa wanted to know we get our package. Yes. We opened it up in our vlog that we filmed yesterday.
Thank you.
Right?
Oh my gosh. You guys are so talented. I mean, the amount of talent that you guys have in your pinky finger, like, I can't even imagine. I can't even fathom the creativity and just, like, the knowledge. Some of the things y'all are able to create is just...
Oh, it's amazing.
Blows me away.
Jennifer said, I bought a brisket today for $3.29 a pound. That's a good price.
Hello.
I wish I already knew how to make carnivore chips and, of course, had a slicer. And again, here's what I'm going to say. If you are actively buying carnivore crisps, carnivore snacks, if you're buying them a lot, you might want to consider investing in a slicer and just store it in your garage or somewhere. You can get a slicer for as little as $60 to $100. That's too bad. Or I got mine for $80.
Maybe it's going to be on the Amazon pallet.
Right? That's 2 bags of carnivore snacks.
It'd be worth the investment.
It's 2 bags of carnivore snacks.
Once you've gotten the 2 bags worth, then everything
you paid for
is
your
profit.
Slicer.
Yeah.
You know, I think when that video, what did we say? We bought, it was what we made in that one batch. We paid for our dehydrator and our slicer in one batch.
Yeah.
And now everything after that is just me. Rachel, of course, is like, you need to make this and bring it and sell it to farmers markets.
I think so. It's delicious. Everybody loves that. Caleb says the same thing. It's not just me.
In what time?
I know. You need.
Then
to
we found out about
cottage
kitchen laws, which I never even knew about.
I fell down that rabbit hole.
Did you go down that rabbit hole?
I did. I did, because it's telling you, like, what you could do, like, where you could sell.
You can sell it on internet. I did not know that.
I am not going to the internets with this.
No.
I am just not.
Juju said, I'll take sharks all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
Okay, so we've got Team Shark. Okay, so did you ever figure out what is the 2 things? So 2 things that you are not supposed to do in Scotland on the first day of the new year: propose marriage or take out the garbage. I don't know why.
Okay.
But those are the 2 things.
Okay, Blank said, trying to join Mighty Networks. Requests have been pending approval for days. Hoping to join the Beef Butter Bacon Egg group for 2023. There is no pending approval thing. I don't know where you're doing it. The only way to properly join us on Mighty Networks is on a browser, not on the app. You can't sign up for on the app because there's weird things. You need to do it on a browser. So you can do it on a computer or on your phone. You can open up Safari, Google, whatever browser that you use for regular internet stuff. And you're going to go to members.twocrazyketos.com, and it has you create an account, even a free one, and go through it all that way. Or you can go to Monday's Keto on the Couch if you are not on Mighty's Networks, and again, on a browser. Go to the link that says, I'm not a member currently of your Mighty Networks group, and that'll have you sign up, and then you can do the beef, butter, bacon, egg group and everything there.
Robin was asking us, have you ever used the Innova oven to dehydrate anything?
Yes, I have. I want to experiment with it more. It worked. And in fact, the first batch that we ever did, we did do it in there. But I felt like there was still a lot of steam inside, but I had the steam off completely. But I need to just mess with it more before we show it on video. And since we got Rachel's mom one for Christmas, I have a super nice clean one that has not yet been used. Stop looking to answer more questions. We're way behind on chat.
I'm not.
We're going to do a full-on review video while we still have a nice clean one that's never been used.
Right.
We're just going to use your mom's.
Okay, maybe I have one question.
Okay, that's what I thought. I saw you eyeing it over there.
To get many new friends during the coming year, people in Denmark do this thing to their neighbors. They're trying to make friends.
Shoot
so
'em?
they do this thing.
John said, shoot him.
Shoot 'em.
That was a great show.
That was a great show, like Swamp People.
What happened to that
What
show?
happened? Yes. Did they all get eaten by alligators?
I don't know. We stopped watching regular TV because cable got too expensive.
Yeah, we cut the cable, so now we don't know what happened to Swamp People.
Lisa said, yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. It just made my night. And here's the thing.
You made our night.
We opened all that stuff up yesterday. And now John Paul and Michelle are bringing Peyton over tomorrow, so we get to give it all to them.
Right. They're so stinking excited.
Let's see. Kathy said alligator meat is carnivore.
And,
I really want to go alligator hunting, but it's very expensive.
It is very good meat, too. I would say that it, no kidding, tastes like a very chewy, like shrimp or chicken. More headed towards shrimp for my taste, but it's a chewy meat. But it's a white meat, which kind of weirds you out.
Yep. Caitlin said, Bart K and Pim ask people with questions to start their comment with a Q.
Ooh.
Can we steal that idea and make it easier for you to? Anything, if you put at 2 Crazy Ketos or anything like that, it's always helpful. We just kind of try to go down. Fortunately, we're not at Dr. Barry's level yet where it's scrolling super fast. We do have it set up, though, that in order to participate in the chat, you have to be subscribed to the channel for any period of time, not even a minute anymore, any period of time. And that's just to eliminate some of the bots and those things.
Used to get naked talk. People would be, and it was like a bot talking naughty. So that's what helps get rid of it.
Bluto said, I have gator phobia. No alligators.
So no alligators. No, none for Blue Dove. You did not ask for that for your birthday.
Shell said, I've lost almost 30 pounds. I'm down 4 sizes, but my pain is getting worse. Did my fat just cushion the pain? It could be a lot of things going on.
Yes.
Again, the biggest thing is check some of the stuff you're having. Start with seed oils. People don't
check your sauces.
A lot of times we don't know what we've got until we get rid of it.
Eliminate some things. Could be dairy sensitivity. It could be, you've got something maybe you're using different sauces and you're like, oh, it's got a little bit of canola oil, but no problem. But maybe you're very sensitive to it.
Yeah. Keto and the Kingdom said air is definitely a thing for your scuba diving.
It is. It is a very big thing. Very, very important. I feel like it's okay for me to be scared about that.
Kathy said Rachel won't need more air. Women have much better air consumption. Yeah, really? It's funny. I was actually talking.
Is that true?
So I was talking to.
Does that mean I'm full of hot air?
The other day, because we're going to be getting our own tanks, so that not 2 tanks each, but just extra tanks so that we can just go beach diving whenever we want. And
I was promised lobster.
Steel tanks weigh a little bit more than aluminum tanks, but aluminum tanks become positive buoyant when they're empty. So you have different stuff that you don't really have to worry about right now.
Nerd.
So long as you're diving with me, you're good. Anyway, I was like, Rachel,
if I dive with a stranger,
right now,
run off and dive with somebody
will
else.
consume more air than me because I know I've been diving a lot longer.
And I talk a lot more.
And I know how to manage my air a little bit more. But
I've never thought about
he said once Rachel
my air.
gets very comfortable, you will probably consume about 30% less air than me.
Really?
Yeah, because you use less air.
Because I'm going to
Because I was like, I'm probably going to get Rachel.
How do I use less air?
I'm going to get her a smaller tank for weight-wise. So I'm going to give you an 80 cubic foot, and then I'll get 100. So remember the ones we were practicing with the other day in our pool?
Yes.
You had an 80 cubic foot.
Okay.
And I had 100.
I had a little, and you had a big.
So mine is much taller.
Okay.
So we could get the same, but you won't use as much air as me.
Okay. It's hard to talk underwater. Miriam, you're so right. It's hard to talk underwater. Like, I'm sure I will.
Right. Well, you'll try.
We've been trying to, like, do sign language because there's, like, underwater sign language. And then,
our pool was cold.
Then I forget. I forget things.
No, you've got them all.
Well, the worst thing is...
I gave you a thumbs up to see what you did, and you went up.
You're not supposed to put your mask here.
That's your biggest problem.
And my whole life, you're putting your mask here. But this means, like, distress. Like, I'm in trouble, yo. Like Titanic. And I'm like, I always want to put my mask up there.
Joanna said I could never scuba dive or even snorkel. I have a fear of the ocean, though I love the beach.
Aw, well.
See, it's funny. I do not like the beach. I'm not a beach fan.
Well, I'm not a sand fan.
Yeah, that's why I don't. And
keep
sea
it
lice.
all in my bathing suit.
I'm not a sea lice fan.
I just, like Caleb says, we drive by the ocean and you come home with sand in your underwear.
Chris said I needed 6 pounds of weight for fresh water with a full 5mm wetsuit. I needed 18 pounds of weight with a tiny chest and shorts wetsuit in the ocean.
Look at you, cutie patootie.
I think I have.
It's a little baby man.
I own like 18 pounds of weight, and Rachel owns like 14 pounds of weight.
I'm working my way up.
Stupid lead is expensive. I actually saw a thing online. You can actually buy a mold to make your own weight.
Annabella is scared of spiders.
So is Anthony.
And so is Caleb, but actually we're not scared of spiders. We're scared of spider webs. And I am a spider web magnet, and so is Caleb. He could go into the mall and somehow wander into a spider web. I don't know why. I don't know how he finds them, but like everywhere, it's like, oh my gosh, spider web. And we're like, we're inside. How?
Denise said there is 250 in here and only 54 likes. Smash that like
button.
button.
Yeah, look at that. We only have 110. Y'all, please hit the like button.
Luthen said the wind chill here the last week was -30 to -40. Today it was 70 degrees. I spent the day cleaning up the garden and digging carrots up.
And it's smart to do that because who knows? Tomorrow could be -20 again. You don't know when you're going to get outside. Like, it's crazy, this weather.
Joanna said, I think introducing someone to snow has to be a mega blizzard.
Rip off the Band-Aid. I love it. That's the Joe.
Crafty said, I definitely making that a goal for me as well. Joanna also doing a step challenge in January, so that should help. Excuse me. Amanda said, yes, it has been freezing, 60 degrees today.
That is very cold for the Florida peoples. You know, it's so funny, when we went to SeaWorld and it did get to 50 degrees, we should have taken pictures, but like people would have known we were like making fun because it was like they were wearing fur coats. Like they had brought out the fur for 50 degrees. That's how we do in Florida. Like, how do you even pack that?
Anthony's here. Said Joe made an amazing keto eggnog in a Vitamix. Took only 10 minutes to make. Have to send you the recipe. It's so good. Even Emily was about it.
Oh, I love that. Yes, and you know
we have an eggnog recipe on our website.
Yeah, but that one doesn't have keto chow. He may be making without keto chow, which would be really good.
The one we have doesn't have keto chow.
Does it? I feel like it does. You know what, though? My mom loves
Problem is, eggnog this year costs a lot of money to make considering the price of eggs.
Well, you'll savor it. You'll treat it well. You'll elevate it.
Chris said, as the owner of a company that sells on Amazon and does not get reimbursed when people return stuff, man, I hate Amazon. It was funny. I was talking to someone about this the other day. It's like, I always encourage people, if you can at all, always go to the small business and buy stuff. Though Amazon does show up at our house probably 5 times a day.
We may have a problem.
We do have a little bit of a problem. But we always do try to buy stuff on Amazon. Like I tell people, don't buy Keto Chow on Amazon. Don't buy.
Well, you're gonna pay way more for it too.
Any of this, especially the smaller companies. Like if it's Kraft, go ahead. Who cares? Let's screw Kraft all you want. But when it comes to small mom and pop stores, don't buy on Amazon. It costs them more money. In the end, they don't get as much money.
No.
You know, like Amazon dictates how everything works, how much they can sell stuff for. They punish you more with shipping. You know, so like I have a love-hate relationship with Amazon because like Amazon is destroying small business. But I also pretty much buy 90% of what we buy on Amazon. Well, you're just the band, not the watch.
I know.
The watch came from Apple.
JJ, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. It says, I just want to thank y'all for the great year. Your channel was the first keto YouTube channel I found this year. Y'all have become my keto family.
Very much.
Down 95
That is awesome.
pounds. JJ, high five. Way to go. That is flippin' awesome. Now, in case anybody was wondering, to get many new friends during the coming year, people in Denmark, you know what they do? They throw and break dishes at the doorsteps of their neighbors. Now, if you do that to my house, we ain't friends. That is not how you make friends, right? Like throwing dishes and breaking stuff and having like you can't go barefoot at your front door. Like, I don't know, maybe Denmark, you're not going barefoot like you are in Florida. But like, I thought that was an odd trend.
Keto in the Kingdom said, my luck, I would get back the broken things I returned.
Right?
Me too.
Oh my gosh, we got the worst pack and play. We got a pack and play because Peyton was coming to Christmas and we wanted to make sure we could like change her and like she had a place to sleep and like all of the baby things. And we didn't want John Paul and Michelle to have to like take the pack and play back and forth. Like, just let Opa and Oma have one. We're totally down with it. The thing was impossible to collapse.
It was impossible to collapse. It was like...
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I know it's been 20 somewhat years since I've had a pack and play.
Yeah.
But I remember button, pull,
done.
This one, now they come with, it's got a changing table, which all has to be disassembled, a bassinet, which all has to be
dead.
It takes like 10 minutes to take this thing apart. So we're finding a new one. If anybody can give me a nice, simple one.
Yes.
I don't need the changing table.
Well,
you know why?
Easy.
Because I told this to John Paul. And they came over the other day. Rachel was gone. They came over.
Is this your test or fatherhood?
And it was like... They're like, we need to change baby. Sorry, I don't have a changing table. But you know what? Here's what I learned when my kids were little. You use that changing table for the first month with the first child. And after that, where is there a flat piece of place that I can put him down? Oh, the couch, that'll work. Oh, the kitchen counter, that'll work. Now, when you were in a public restroom, I mastered the art.
Because you don't want them to
of
touch
holding
it.
a kid in one hand, because back when my kids were little, there were not changing tables in the men's bathrooms.
Yeah.
So I mastered the art of holding one in one hand and changing the diaper with the other hand while holding the kid. So I don't need the changing table piece that I have to disassemble. But give me a decent, cheaper pack and play that's not going to kill
I'm
my
with Janice.
grandchild.
She's like, put a quilt on the floor. Seriously, right?
Except for we have a horse.
Heather says, the pack and play we got, Leo, you need a degree to set up and tear down.
Then what's the point?
And I get it, if like Heather and Phil like watch Leo a lot, so it like doesn't have to like go down a lot. But like if you're like us, and at this point we were like over at my mom's house, well,
it was nice for the day.
It was nice for the day, but
Except
I'm
for
like,
right now, she never gets put down anyway.
I know, she never, that poor, will she walk, right? Because like you'd have to actually touch the ground in order to walk.
Jess said, does Rachel coordinate the background for streams?
I do.
She redoes the background every month.
I do.
Right now, we need to do the tree.
We do. But I'm like, it was so late getting it up that I'm like, I don't want to put it away.
Shauna said, I've been cleaning out my storage. I really don't need a pallet.
Right. Okay, so Robin says that's something I so would do would be change a baby on a kitchen counter.
I changed my kids everywhere.
I gotta tell you, so Michelle drives a truck.
I changed my kids in an airplane bathroom.
He needed a work truck, so they sold her car, and she drives his giant truck. I mean, it's kind of funny to see him in this truck. But like you always need a truck, right? For moving stuff and everything. And he has a van for work. But that truck, the back seat of the truck is like the perfect level for having to change a baby so that you don't have to change them in like the kind of nasty Target bathroom changing table.
Speaking of which, I wanted to mention.
Speaking of a nasty Target bathroom changing table.
No, I'm seeing people talk about Keto Chow.
Oh, okay.
So Keto Chow released Keto Chow Core, right? So we have sweetened with stevia. We got 2 packets left. And unsweetened.
Yes.
We made this into ice cream. Had it for breakfast this morning.
Hello, breakfast ice cream.
It makes good breakfast ice cream.
It really does. And I had Caleb try it also, and he was like very impressed. And he is a chocolate ice cream aficionado, yo.
So you had beef with butter. I mean, yes, there's chocolate in there, but like no milk protein isolate. I mean, I was surprised. And we actually had to have less respins with the core than we did with the regular Keto Chow.
I will say that I believe it tastes more, and Caleb like concurred that it tastes more like frozen yogurt than frozen like Keto Chow. We're used to Keto Chow ice cream. It was delicious, and he really liked it. I wanted Caleb to test it because his favorite thing is chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream, everything.
What kind of ice cream do you want, Caleb?
Chocolate.
But there's like 32 flavors.
Chocolate. So if Caleb liked the chocolate, I knew it was a good chocolate, and it wasn't just us.
Yeah. So I know there is some still available, so you can use the code 2crazyketos. Actually, don't use the code 2crazyketos.
No,
don't ever use the code 2crazyketos.
Yes, use the link.
I wish we can get rid of the code because the code doesn't help our channel. Use the link down below. You get 10% off everything except for subscriptions.
Yes. Shell is saying, so your keto challenge is $45. Yes, that is the price for the course, the beef, butter, bacon, and egg course.
Do you need it? No. It's got some extra lessons in there, but it's more about accountability and weekly check-ins and having a group of people to do it with you. But we have a whole community that is completely free. You absolutely do not need to do our course, but it is, we're going to do special live streams for just the people in the course.
And if you were with us the last time we did it,
it's free.
It continues to be free for you because like you've already bought the course and you get it for life.
Yes. Yes, I told Rachel about this. She was super excited. So in February, we are going to Salt Lake.
Yay! Right? We'd love to meet you there. MEAT.
We're going to the Keto Chow meetup. Chris can put the dates because I don't remember the dates. And our partner in crime that's going to be there with us is Dr. Brian Lenskis. He's awesome.
He is amazing. He's so I was like, are you serious? Like
Miriam had asked me, like, who would you guys want? And I couldn't think of anybody. And then the next day Chris texted me and said, like, this is it. And I'm like, awesome.
Okay, we will just sit down and we will just listen to him twice. That's what I think we should do because he is amazeballs.
Yeah.
Just amazeballs.
And he even has his plane tickets and hotel. He is so much better than me.
He is very organized.
Because I haven't done, we have
February
our hotel.
18th.
We haven't done our hotel because we don't need a hotel because we're just going to invade Chris and Miriam's house. We want to go hang out with the kids. So we're going to stay in an RV.
Sleeping in their bed with them.
We're going to stay in an RV in Utah in February. Wish us luck.
It's going to be really good. I love it. And this is like our one chance to like get some snow, yo. We want some snow. They said
they don't usually have snow in February though. It's either a lot or none.
Question for you, Joe.
We're behind.
In what ancient country were eggs given as a gift on New Year's Day?
No
eggs
idea.
Given as a gift. Would you be happy? Probably I would be happy. Right now, with the cost of eggs, you give me some eggs, I'm probably going to be tickled pink.
Jana said, I've been on Ketovore for 3 years now. I got really bad sick. I couldn't eat anything but canned chicken noodle soup in the can. I gained 3 to 4 pounds. Unfortunately, I'm still not well.
I'm sorry you got sick.
When you say you can't eat anything but canned chicken noodle soup.
Why don't we do the canned chicken and broth and just not do the noodles? Just get like the really good canned chicken like they sell at Costco
Here's my
or
suggestion.
Sam's.
Get canned chicken.
That just says chicken and water.
And just some chicken broth and mix the two.
There you go.
Get canned chicken, hot water, and Redmond seasoned salt.
That is delicious.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
And then dump the noodles.
And then
Why
dump
do
the
you need
noodles. Because again, it's a lot. You'll be surprised. There's even like sometimes there's like sugar even in some of this stuff. There is weird stuff. Like check your ingredient labels because you'd be surprised. I was like at Aldi getting like looking for tuna fish. Do you know there was like vegetable juice in the tuna fish? Why? Why do we need vegetable juice in the tuna fish? Would you be expecting vegetable juice in tuna fish? I wasn't.
Robin said, cephalic insulin response theory sounds like Pavlov's theory that we have trained our body to react to sugar, so the body proactively does so. That's
would not
pretty much what
doubt
it
that.
is. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what it is. That in anticipation, because your body thinks it's getting something sweet, it releases it. But again, once it realizes it didn't get something sweet, it would stop. That's why I think it's a little amount. And if you were getting a lot, then you would have a drastic decrease.
Robin is absolutely right because like how many times did I be like, I smell something, I'm buying it, right? It would be like those Auntie Anne's pretzels in the malls. Like, I smell it, we're getting it.
Yep. Michelle, thoughts on your Aura ring? If you are a data geek and you don't want to wear your watch to bed,
right?
I think the Aura ring is great for sleep tracking.
Yes.
It is not the best for activity tracking. It's good for sleep tracking, which is what it was designed for.
Yeah.
It will measure your sleep, your oxygen, that kind of stuff is good. Like heart rate kind of stuff, it's good. Activity, it's not. It was never designed to be an activity monitor. It was designed to be a sleep tracker. I cannot sleep with my Apple Watch, nor do I want to. And most Apple Watches, and honestly, a lot of the better watches out there don't go a really long time on a charge. For example, Rachel's, she can get about a day. She's got the Series 8, I think.
No idea.
She's got the Series 8 or 7, whichever the latest one is. She can get maybe 20 hours, but she can't go 2 days without charge.
I cannot go 2 days.
This one, I can go 3 days on a charge, but it's giant. Like, it's huge. It's thick. It's big. I like it, but a woman can't wear this, and it only comes in one size, 49 millimeters.
Maybe I want to wear it.
You're wearing the larger one now. I'm a woman. That's a 45 millimeter watch. This one is like a lot bigger.
Yours is painted on it.
Yes, I have paint.
Mine. Somebody's got to have a picture of the children.
I got a child.
Because everything is the grandbaby right now. The kids are probably like,
I got a baby.
Who am I anymore?
Right there. So
who am I?
So the Aura Ring is good if you were a data geek for sleeping. I do enjoy it. Is it necessary? No, but I like it. Now, if you're okay wearing your watch to bed all night.
Yeah.
Or you have a Fitbit and you can wear the Fitbit.
Do you know I saw advertised that like Aldi...
I can't even keep my teeth in overnight.
I don't know how good it is, but like there's like a step counter at Aldi for $4.99. $4.99.
Where is your Aura Ring?
Oh, it's on the charger because I've like been wearing it for 3 days and I forgot to charge it. But yeah, so like I like step counting things.
Kathy, Joe, did you check out the Costa Scuba app for the Apple Watch?
Ooh,
I did.
No, I did not.
So you can do it for $1 a dive. I don't think it's bad if you do the year. It's like $79 for the entire year. When you consider the cost of a dive computer, a decent one anyway, that's not super bad. Now, my dive computer is the Aqualung i770R with integrated air.
I see his mouth moving, but I have no idea what he's saying.
Rachel's is like the 330C or something like that. Because I can't see the monochrome ones. I can't see the monochrome. When I learned how to scuba dive, there was no such thing as dive computers. So, like, diving with a computer is very weird for me. I learned how to dive with tables, and you couldn't deviate from your dive plan ahead of time.
When Joe was first diving, his friend Jonah got spit out of a fish.
So, do I trust the one for the Apple Watch? Even though it's from Oceanic, no, I don't trust it yet. But I do plan on paying the $1 a dive for a couple of dives just to compare, like, how does it work? But again, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this, but I'm going to wear them both and see how they compare.
Persia. Persia is the ancient country that actually gave eggs as gifts on New Year's. I thought that was very interesting.
Kathy said that was supposed to be a kiss, not kill your mother. I don't know what that means.
Okay. How many times do you like type something up and like my phone just sends what it wants? So I apologize to anybody who's gotten a message from me and are like, what is wrong with Rachel? Because
okay.
I type stuff and it just sends what it wants.
I just saw Juju's. I'll read it in a minute. Linda, hi guys. Has anyone gotten their Keto Chow hot chocolate yet? Yes, we got ours yesterday, and we
just taped a video.
I thought I had a package here. I literally kept packages out and left it in the kitchen so we can show it. Should we give a little hint? I like the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
I did not like the dark chocolate.
Me neither.
The marshmallows.
Hello.
That was a fun video.
Dolly. Yes, hello. It was a scary video.
So,
friends.
Yeah, we'll get that out in the next day or two. Unfortunately, marshmallows are sold out again, but the marshmallows, super impressed with them. I was very scared with the total carbs till we figured out what a serving was.
And I was more scared about the blowtorch that Joe brought into the studio.
Juju said cilantro takes forever. Don't give up on it.
Okay. I'm not giving up. I am just so excited that I see living things, green things inside of my house living. I get very excited about living things. Thus the fact that we have Noah's Ark living at our house, okay? We have a lot of pets. Because I love living things. I love being surrounded by life, and I'm very excited. Like, I haven't had a houseplant. I have not been able to keep a houseplant alive. A chia pet, no, could not keep it alive. So the fact that there's like some greenery blossoming in my house got me very excited.
Here's a good one. Marie.
Marie.
I have type 1 diabetes and a CGM. I recall my blood sugar increasing 100 points on a drive to work just thinking about eating. And no, it would not have been the dawn phenomenon. I'd been there for 2 hours.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting, but that would have nothing to do with a cephalic insulin response because you're talking about your glucose going up. Insulin lowers glucose. There is no evidence or study that I know of that says your glucose will go up when you think about eating. What was probably raising your glucose was the stress of the drive.
Really?
Well, of course.
Think so?
Stress increases glucose. Stress, lack of sleep. If you get a pimple, your glucose will go up.
But she wasn't driving in Florida. If you want to stress out on a drive, come to Florida.
So many things increase glucose. People think glucose goes up just because you eat. No, and your glucose will go up even if you eat fat. You will have a little bit of not much, but a little bit. We talked to Amy Berger. She talked about protein's not necessarily increasing your glucose. It's you're eating protein and then your body's releasing stored glucose. But it would not happen that quickly.
Older glucose.
But yeah, if you get a pimple, you're going to get an elevated glucose. If you get a cold, you have elevated glucose. When I think about Rachel, my glucose goes up.
Anger.
If we have fun in the bedroom, glucose goes up. If you exercise, glucose goes up. What else? If you get mad, if I get up to go to the bathroom at night, my glucose goes up, even when I'm not eating. So there's lots of things that increase your glucose.
This is going to increase your glucose. Okay. I have another trivia question. At 1 minute before midnight in Spain, 12 of what is eaten before the clock strikes before the new year? 1 minute before midnight in Spain, they've got to eat 12 of these things before the new year rings in. It's like a race to eat these 12 things. What are the 12 things?
Lisa said, OMG, that is on my wish list. I want a garden like you got, Rachel. I've been wanting one for a few years now. We will let you know.
We'll let
you know.
If it's worth it.
I'm trying to get a coupon code, but not until we know what we think of it. I will say this. I investigate everything. It's like I go down rabbit holes like you would not believe. And we compared it to the Aero Gardens. I used to have an Aero Garden years ago. They're nice, except for I didn't want to give up valuable shelf space, and we wanted to be able to grow a lot in a small space. We went with the garden, but we got the 3.0, which was significantly more than the 2.0. The 2.0 was like $500. The 3.0, I think, was $7.99 with their Christmas deals they had. But it did snap together super easy. From what I read on the 2.0, it was a lot more work. Like, you didn't even need a screwdriver with ours.
So the answer to the previous question was Persia. That was the ancient country where eggs were given as gifts. And I saw the answer. You guys got it. Grapes. In Spain, 1 minute before midnight, they've got to hurry up and hork down 12 grapes before the new year. Pretty cool.
Brandon said, I cut tomatoes and it helped my arthritis. Somebody else said that just
Wow.
eating carnivore. Joanna said, my arthritis became less painful on keto and the swelling disappeared. I still have a little stiffness, but it doesn't affect my day.
Nice.
Yeah, the same thing for me. Linda said, hey, there's a company out of Sydney, Australia that makes wetsuits called Shark Skins.
Shark Skins.
You guys and Chris and Miriam should check them out.
That is a good
Ours are made by a
thing.
company called Waterproof. That's the ones that we have. Who is this?
Adamantia.
Adamantia. Sorry if we're screwing that up. My husband just got out of the hospital with an elevated A1C and infection on his foot.
Oh my goodness.
I put him on keto but needs to gain weight. What can I give him to gain weight and not raise the carbs? Fat.
Yeah, increase the fat.
Increase the fat. You can gain weight eating keto. You don't need the carbohydrates. Just eat more fat. So, again, not knowing how much he weighs or anything like that, I'm going to start him off. I'm going to tell you to start him off anywhere between 150 to 200 grams of fat a day minimum. And that's probably really, really low because everybody should be eating a minimum of 100 to 150 grams of protein, 1-to-1 to start off with. Probably want to get him, if he's trying to gain weight, you probably want to be probably 2 grams of fat to 1 gram of protein to up to 3 grams of fat to 1 gram of protein. But again, a lot of it's going to depend on how much is he moving, how much does he weigh, how much muscle does he have. The more muscle he has, the more you're going to have to give him because that muscle is going to burn off a lot of that fat.
So the very famous New Year's song, Auld Lang Syne, which is a Scottish song, do you know what those 3 words mean? Auld Lang Syne.
I'm
saying it wrong, I'm sure, but
some
you
more
know.
for her. He's very active. Now he got out of the hospital. I put him on keto a few years ago. He went on keto and lost weight. Everyone said he looked sick. No, I'm big mad. He just needs to he needs to eat a lot more fat.
Up the
he
fat.
He needs to eat a lot more fat, probably. Chris said, yes, Joe's meat gadget stuff has overflowed into the garage.
It has.
Yeah, but it's great because we have a whole shelving system and we just go in and out and like the meat slicer, we pull it out, we slice a whole bunch of things, then we put it away.
Denise says, do your doctor's disclaimer.
We are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. Sandy said, I need encouragement. 0 carbs for 4 months with no weight loss or inches. I'm really trying to be patient, but it's so hard. I did 4 years ketovore, but stalled 9 months now. Any advice? Again, kind of hard without knowing your whole situation. A lot of people hit a stall on keto because they were already under eating. They're not eating enough food. And then eventually you hit a stall, sometimes within a couple of months, and you can't keep lowering. You have no place to go. You might need a reverse diet where you're going to reverse your way back up, really increase the amount of food. If you do it slowly, you shouldn't gain weight or you'll gain very little weight, and then you can lower from there. Also, where's your sleep? Where's your stress? And where's your movement? All 3 of those matter. Unfortunately, the older we get, the more movement we need. We all want to do keto or anything and think like, I don't need to move. Eventually, you need to move. If you don't use muscle, you lose muscle. And as we lose muscle, we will gain weight. Debbie said in Florida,
Debbie.
You really can't make enough money on your product through the cottage law. Max revenue is low. Yeah, max revenue in Florida is $250,000.
Wow.
I have no desire to do that. I have no desire.
I
don't have time to make that much meat and sell
That would be a lot of meat to make.
Yeah. Blue Dove said, I knew it had something to do with cleaning. They make a big deal about having things tidy before midnight.
Okay, so Auld Lang Syne means times gone by. That's pretty cool, right?
Chris said,
it makes sense for New Year's.
Rachel's cheating. I see her reading messages.
I cheat. I'm so bad about it. I can't help it.
I'm just trying to get through these.
About how many
thank
people...
you, Joe. Not a big man. He loves to ride his bike.
About how many people do you think will watch the ball drop in Times Square?
I don't know, but we were watching something for the, who's it, Ryan Seacrest now that does Rockin'
Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve.
And
We
I'm like,
missed Dick
all the
Clark.
guests that they were saying, I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are.
We are that old.
I am
we are
old. I didn't know one of the guests.
We're too old to recognize music guests.
Chris wants to know who in Florida owns a fur coat.
No.
Not a real fur coat.
Not real.
But you do own a fur coat. Right.
A fake fur.
She just said, eat fish, blow up fireworks, and smash plates. I just asked my teen. Her favorite hockey player is from Denmark.
How cool is that?
Oh, yeah, Becca said a surprising number of people actually own fur coats. Sal said, I am not using any seasoning besides salt. I think Joe is right. I don't think I'm getting enough electrolytes because I'm doing everything carnivore. Every now and again, I eat some veg, but not often. And again, yeah, electrolytes plays a huge part in weight loss. If my electrolytes are low, I can be up 5 pounds the next day. Linda said, I'd swim with sharks before diving with alligators. Any
day. Okay.
Oh, John said Swamp People is still on, working on season 14 on the History Channel.
Oh,
we
my
have
gracious.
the History Channel. We need to go watch that.
We need to go watch Swamp People because it's been a long time since we've checked in with them.
I want to get to the end of the chat.
We really liked that one guy that loved his dog. Remember? He's like his best buddy was his dog. I can't remember what his name was, but he just really loved his dog. And I was like, I loved how he took care of him.
Joanna said, I bought a packet plate for my now 24-year-old. My daughter, when she was born, it was impossible to take down. I used it twice. I changed my daughter wherever we were.
Right.
Usually the floor.
Usually the floor. The worst is trying to change a baby in an airplane.
Shauna said, when I taught preschool, I could change 9 2-year-old diapers in 15 minutes sitting in a tiger chair with them standing.
Oh my gosh. That is like next level. Like I thought it was like I was all over in kids ministry throughout the years. So like, I feel like if I would have doubled down in like the newborn or 1-2 toddler area, I would have done really well with that. I'm very good with like the potty training, like helping a kid calmly use the potty. I'm good with that. But I think you're a better diaperer.
Chris said, we have a pack and play that is 20 years old.
Move the straw.
It still works great when Miriam sucks someone into letting us watch their baby.
Yes, right? Like, I just love babies. And weirdly, babies always like you.
You think Chris and Miriam are coming to see us.
They're coming to see Peyton, you think?
Miriam is not coming to visit with us in February. She's coming to visit Peyton. She just wants to see Peyton.
I don't blame her. I would come and hang out with Peyton, too.
So Shell said, is the Keto Challenge $45? No, there's no charge for any of our challenges. It's a course. Yeah. It's to help people really dive deep into beef, butter, bacon, and egg and learn some extra little things. There's like 25 videos that go along with it, but nothing that isn't available anywhere for free. A lot of it's about accountability and check-in. And that's why it's priced so cheap. Believe it or not, sometimes we do things because it costs us money. Perfect example, I had a gym membership for, Planet Fitness for 2 years, and I never went inside.
Because it was cheap enough that
because
you didn't need to?
Because it was only $10. But when I was paying $120, I went every day.
Mira says, please can I see Peyton? Heck yes. You ain't getting out of Florida without getting some baby snuggles.
Sonny said, I would like to try the Keto Chow with Stevie just to see the difference in sweeteners, but I love the original and I have no issues
that's a great point. Like, Keto Chow is flipping awesome and perfect right where it is. So if you don't have a dairy allergy.
If you don't have a dairy allergy and you're fine with milk protein isolate, and I shouldn't say this, Chris and Miriam are here, but if you don't have a problem with milk protein isolate and you don't mind sucralose, don't buy Keto Chow Core. Buy regular chocolate Keto Chow in the big bag,
right,
and save like $1.75 a serving, or it's like ridiculous. It's like $3.60 when you use our link if you buy it in the big bag. If you buy it this way, it's $5. It's just cheaper to buy it in the big bag.
But some people
and this isn't in the big bag.
Can't have dairy.
Right.
So this is like a total godsend.
That's where it's good. But if you're fine with dairy and you're fine with sucralose, just buy Keto Chow chocolate in a big bag.
Oh, Keto in the Kingdom has a 3-month-old grandson named Mason. So you understand our attachment. Thank you. Yes. I mean, she's
Chris
just
said I
the
agree.
coolest.
Chell said, do you guys ever do meetups in, what is that, Kansas City, Missouri? Well, this one, we live in Florida.
Yeah.
One of our subscribers arranged the meetup. It's within 3 hours. It's in Orlando, which is central to Florida. If you know anything about Florida, it takes like 6 hours to get out of the state. We travel to conferences everywhere.
Yeah.
To go to a 2 or 3 hour meetup in Kansas City, I don't see us being able to do that because even when we go to conferences, we have to pay our own way. The only exception is Keto Chow's meetup, they pay for our flight to come out.
Yeah.
But going to KetoCon, going to the Hard to Kill Summit in Omaha, going to even Orlando, which we found out we're going to be speaking in Orlando in August, we have to pay our travel. We have to pay for our hotel. So, and we do it for, when it's for a couple of days, that's, we're willing to do that. But for a 2-hour meetup, I don't know if we could necessarily fly to Kansas City for a 2 or 3
But
hour
sometimes
meetup.
if you check out lowcarbevents.com,
Yeah.
then as meetups come about and Chris is made aware of them, then they post all of those.
Now, people have asked us, if there's a conference in the area, if we are given an invitation and we have it fit in our schedule, we will go. Someone has asked us they're thinking about throwing a conference in Ohio. We said we would absolutely come. Somebody asked us, they said they were considering having a full-on conference in Washington, D.C. I said we would absolutely come. We don't ask for speaking engagement fees or any of that kind of stuff. But even we even tried, Keto Chow offered to pay for our hotel for the meetup in February, and we said we'd rather save you guys some money and stay in your RV because then we can hang out with you and the kids too.
Which makes it really special.
Right.
Brenda has a new grandson born December 11th, 2022, named Jack. Congratulations, Brenda.
Let's see. I just got my own chickens for the eggs. Got them right at the time. Now we are on keto.
Perfect timing. We've got 11 in our backyard right now.
We're not supposed to have 11.
That's not appropriate at all. Okay, so how many people are going to be watching the ball drop? Every year, approximately 1 billion people around the world watch the ball drop in New York.
Joanna said, I just watched Home Alone again. I forgot how funny it is. I actually want to watch but I want to watch the second one.
Okay.
We see the first one all the time. I really want to watch this. I like the second one.
Okay, we can do that.
What is that called? Lost in New York?
Yeah. I think it's time for us to get off because it's getting really late. But before we go, let's sing Happy Birthday to Faith. You ready?
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Faith. Happy birthday to you and many more.
I just saw the comments with everybody saying that
you had a
straw
straw
was
up your
going on my
nose.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We got a couple more videos coming out over the weekend. If we don't do another live stream, we wish everybody a safe and happy new year.
And we'll see you next year,
which
I love that joke.
Year. We will be back live for sure on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for Keto Beyond the Couch. Everybody have a great weekend.
We love you.
Bye.